Hello and welcome to Tales of Misadventure. We play one-shot and short-form style tabletop games of all types. If you'd like to check out our other shenanigans, head over to Tales of Initiative's YouTube page and take a look at the misadventures we've uploaded there so far. We are a Tales of Initiative production. Also, my elbow goes out of the screen. It's okay. I'll keep my elbows in.
Elbows in on this ride.
Elbows in.
Right.
All hands
Definitely.
in on this ride. Before we get too far, Ruben.
Hi.
Hi. You have stuff.
I have stuff.
You have
Okay,
things
so
to say.
Tales of Misadventures and Tales of Initiative as a whole continues to be supported by our super cool sponsors like TA Maps, Fernway Dice, Emberwin, and Day 20 Gaming. Thanks, Matt. Mention Tales of Initiative to receive discounts on your orders. Thanks to all of our creators and all of our sponsors who continue to sponsor our streams. And definitely send us an email or contact us on any social media format if you are interested in getting shoutouts just like this one.
Yeah. I think we've gained what's the website we gained recently, Matt, as a sponsor?
Level 1 gamers?
Level 1 Gamers, yeah.
Yeah.
We gained them as a sponsor as well for all your nerdy item desires.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
We got cute mugs and baby onesies and t-shirts and stuff.
It's cute. It's great. It's awesome. Go there. Now. Not now. Like later, but go there. Matt, merch store.
Speaking of merch, we've got our own merch. If you're looking for some cool t-shirts and beanies and long sleeve shirts and all that kind of stuff, we've still got Pride merch back from last month when we did our special Pride live stream charity event. So go check it out. We've got a ton of cool little rainbow designs with rainbow dice rolled this way. I love it all. It's so good.
Every month is Pride Month.
Yeah.
Yay, rule.
Reclaiming them all.
You do a thing. You do a thing for us too, right? There's a thing that you do.
Yeah. We guys, if you ever want to hang out or you want to play some games with all of us here at Tales of Initiative, come join our Discord server. We've got like tons of games. There's a whole West Marches story like campaign, and there's just people that run one shots of all kinds of different systems, not just D&D. We do trivia nights. There's a guy that asks a question every week for a question of the week. There's all kinds of stuff happening. Come hang out with us. It's fun. And come play games with me, because I run a lot of games, and I would need more players. Please.
Yes. Rule keeps losing players to the adult things of jobs.
How dare life happen?
How
Fuck
dare life.
D&D is life. Get wrecked. Yes. Okay, so this week we have Sunset over Vengalia. Should be tomorrow. I know for a fact that something interesting happened last week, wherein a dude was supposed to be dead and was not dead. So
yeah, we got our stuff pushed in by the big bad, who decided to stroll in there and make a very dramatic entrance, as all big bads should. So go check out last week's episode and then go watch us tomorrow. It's super fun.
Yeah, it's wild. And then Tales Does Tales episode 4 airs on Thursday. Level 2. The party is level 2. There's some interesting. Yes. Oh my god.
You earned it. You worked for it.
We killed like a big monster rat thing. It's just,
She was gross.
She was awesome.
Quite.
I have a request that I can turn into her from Beast Shape as a druid.
I allow.
You're level 2.
Absolutely allow this.
I'm gonna be like, can I be that rat that we fought like at the end?
Just the absolute most vile mama rat ever.
It would be great. I'm building a list of very gross monsters, beasts to be able to turn into.
Beautiful.
It's exciting. But yes, and also backstory things are happening, and I don't know my backstory, so it's just we'll get there. Does TPK do do theirs this week
I
as well?
believe this week is TPK, and you'll see me 4 days in a row. TPK should be
Hey!
doing our copyright infringement arc as the main cast takes a week off, and we jump in with my weird bearded persona uh,
Amazing.
and some other folks. It's a last week or last time, it was like a month ago, we fought off we just discovered Backyardica and fought a crazy squirrel who had gone a little bit megalomaniac.
You
As
know,
squirrels do.
as squirrels do. As
Yeah.
squirrels do. Jeez, Matt's just the person to go to for knowing everything about all of the games that are running, I guess.
I'm squeezing it in before my kid arrives.
That's
There you go.
totally valid, though. Totally valid. Congrats. All right. I believe that is all of the announcements. Yeah. So for today's episode, this is part 2 of our sparkly, glittery, magical princess adventure titled Princess Spec Ops. They're not very quiet operatives, but it's fine. It's still Princess Spec Ops. For this sparkly one-shot, we are playing Glitterhearts. It runs off of the Powered by Apocalypse system, which is a 2d6 RPG. If you roll a 10 and up, it's an unmatched success. If you roll a 7 to 9, mixed good, and if you roll 6 and lower, it is a failure. Unlike Monster of the Week and Monster Hearts and those dark, kind of gritty bits, this system is based totally on the power of friendship and being sparkly, beautiful princesses. So all of the moves are like, we can do this together, or keep your wits about you. And like when you're fighting, it's clash. So, you know.
Yeah.
It's cute. I like it. Go get the book. It's sparkly. Play this game. It's wonderful. Disclaimer, we're all far from perfect. I think we're all learning how to play the system together, so sometimes there will be rules that get a little fudged, but I err on the side of fun, as does everybody here, so we're just gonna enjoy ourselves. Okie dokie. If we're ready to begin, Ruben, would you like to introduce yourself and who you are playing?
I would love to. Hi, I'm Ruben, and I am playing Marnie Everhart. I didn't give a last name last time, but I did this time. I am an aloof, true believer of magic. Magic is obviously real, and it is the cause and solution to all things in life.
It sure is. And Rule.
Hi, I'm Rule. I'm playing Morgan Freeman, and it's spelled extremely weird. But I'm playing a overconfident, the gifted. So I'm deeply into conspiracy theories and also a little bit of magic. But mine is much more dangerous than Ruben's because it hurts me to use it.
Ugh. And Matito.
Hello, I am Matt, otherwise known as Matito, and I'm playing Ned Nyarkbeard, who is a very introverted, sort of closed-off, outcast kid that likes to play on the computer and enjoys MMORPGs, and occasionally turning into a weird hyper demon princess monster thing.
It's a princess. We're all princesses here. And Billy couldn't make it. He's sick or something, so, it's okay. We love him anyway. For the most part. Usually. It's okay. Alright. So, I will roll the intro. Okay. When we left off, you guys had taken your ATPT, your all-terrain princess truck,
Transport.
and transport. There you go. Transport.
Yeah.
And rammed it into the side of the big ship that is slowly drilling its way towards the center of the Earth. And it hurt a little bit. It did hurt a little bit. Most of you took a solid amount of damage. Unexpected, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We do what we need to. So as the ATPT slides in and rolls to a stop in the inner, like hallways of this kind of like spiraling down ship. What are our reactions to colliding and it's just, yeah.
Ned, before the crash, had already transformed, and so this like wreathed in shadow, long black hair, picture Malira from Mortal Kombat, but like with this like bone mask happening, gets out of the ship and is just like, all right, who do I need to hit?
I think Morgan. I think Morgan just literally like springs out of the convertible top, and whatever fire is around from our collision just like wraps around her, and she does like a superhero landing outside of it, with just this big fire cape that is just wrapped around her, and she's like, I don't see anything to hit right now, but I'm sure we'll find it in a second.
Ruben?
And for me, so covered in like bone chips and bone dust, there's a little cocoon of webbing that just kind of like splits open as my little familiar, who I have affectionately named Spins, has woven a little cocoon for me to transform in. And so like these little threads just kind of like float off, and I emerge in this puffy dress, my pigtails no longer in pigtails, and just this big like mane of curly hair, like almost touching the floor. And I'm like, well, at least I had a seatbelt.
Love it. Val pops out of the back seat. I'm ready! And there's just this magnificent swirl of water. Like, there was no water in the ship that you knew of, but there's just waterfalls coming down around her, and it's all glittery, and her pom-poms are, like, super shiny, and she twirls and is suddenly a very glamorous Princess Stardust. And the whole area nearby is soaking wet. Because waterfalls and rain and flooding.
Why Morgan jumped out, because she knew that her transformation couldn't work with...
Yeah.
Right.
I was standing too close to the ship, so just like, every time.
Every time. But you are ready to go. And now that you are kind of like getting your wits about you in this ship, you notice that there's a alarm going off. There is a like kind of a flashing red light and a kind of like intruder alert sound.
What could have caused that?
Who knows?
Possibly.
Paparazzi are here.
It's just echoing down the hallway. Nobody's here yet, but you can hear the sound of footsteps coming very soon and very fast.
Gotcha.
Should we fight him?
I turn back and look at the ATPT and look at like all the strewn bones, and I'm like, I mean, we might as well, and just kind of gesture, and the bones just kind of like float one by one onto the ground next to me as they reform a skeleton.
I love it. Okay. Just like half our health, but
Just-
you know, it's gonna be fine.
yeah.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Whatever. Just casual necromancy, it's fine.
Just
Casual necromancy.
these, so 3 of these kind of husk-like individuals. They've got the veins that are clearly evidence of a hive mind taking control. They're wearing some like shiny black armor. They have nice glowing swords. They glow blue. I don't know, that seemed important. They come running down the hall. There's the intruders! Get them! You have like 3 to 4 dudes coming at you with swords. What you gonna do?
Morgan is going to rush up to them. And she's going to like yell at them in like a very like hyper positive but still hyper aggressive voice. She's like, "You gotta deal with me first!" And she just like runs at them with this this flame trailing off of her. And I'd like to use my move, I'm your opponent.
Sure.
Beautiful.
So I need to find it. I scroll
Jeez.
down. 30. 35. There it is. All right. So I have to roll Persona to try to get these guys to fight me and only me.
Okay.
And I've got a 9 on the die plus 2, so 11. So that means I can, of these 3 options, I can have the target fight only me, gain +1 against them, and take 1 or take 1 less damage. So I'm going to have them fight only me, and I'm going to take 1 less damage. So I
I
just
love that.
become like a wall of defense while my other magical girls do whatever they're going to do.
Do whatever their magical girl things
Mhm.
are. Okay, darker. Let me grab some d6s because you are going to get 3 people. No, 4 people. 4 people that are coming down immediately to clash with you.
That's fine. And I take -2 damage from each of them.
Ooh. Man.
The tank.
The AC tank specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a 10 on the clash. Let me pull up
Okay.
the rules. And I'm just gonna... That's just their bad guys roll.
Mhm.
On a 10 and up, choose 1 extra effect. You inflict extra damage, suffer less damage. Flush them where you want them. Okay, so they did roll a successful clash against you.
It's fair.
You are going to take... Well, you're not going to take any damage because it would be... I think it would be 2 damage from each of them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Amazing.
you just don't take any damage from any of their hits.
My cape just like whips around and turns into like this big literal wall of fire that they can't hit me through.
However, you do like find yourself pushed towards the hole in the side of the ship, kind of like balancing like, oh shit, if I fall backwards, I'm falling very far. Because they take you force them where you want them.
Gotcha.
Extra.
Guys, I've got him, but like a little help.
Are there like backline folks? Like, is this the first wave and there are others behind them?
Yes,
Okay.
for sure.
I think this masked thing just like turns to look at Marnie. Do you want the new ones or these ones?
I can help with these ones.
Got it. And just sprinting to the back line, Ned has these like fingerless gloves in classic like I always enjoy Cheetos fashion. But when he transforms, they turn into these long like black shadowy nails that extend out, and they're just going to bum rush the next wave of enemies and just start fighting them.
God, I love it. Beautiful. Marnie, what are you doing to help Morgan?
So what I am going to do is my undead minion is going to run up behind Morgan and like kind of help protect her and keep her stable. And in the meantime, like out from like under like my big poofy hoop skirt, that mist comes down again, and locusts will come and start like biting at the guys that are directly in front of Morgan.
Oh, okay.
There is a roll involved, I believe. Let's
Yes.
see. Swarm of flies. In combat, they do 1 damage and have 3 health, and can move freely. Don't need to be near me to be controlled. And I can send them to do certain tasks, but for combat, they just do 1 damage.
Alright. So this swarm of locusts, kind of like, it almost feels like there's a bunch of bugs that are attracted to like candle, like attracted to lamp. And they swarm all around the 4 guys that are kind of like trying to push Morgan out of the ship. And they're just, suddenly they're like, ow! Ow! They're biting! How many like low, like, you said they each do 1 point of damage.
It's a swarm. Like there can be effectively as many as I want, but they
Okay.
just as a whole do 1
As a
damage.
whole, do 1 damage.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so I will say
to
that...
disperse them, it takes 3 health to disperse them.
Okay, so I will say that they kind of like swarm around the guys and like deal them all 1 point of damage.
Mhm.
Ned, or no name mistress.
No name. Yeah.
I don't know. You dart down the hallway, and as soon as you get kind of like around the curve, because it's all cylindrical, kind of circle winding hallways, you can just see a startling amount of bodies just running down this hallway directly towards where you are.
Can I one of the things that the nails can do is they have a restraining property. So I want to just run up and like do this like quick slash across the front, and it's basically like as each finger like makes contact and slices in, it like snaps off and basically pins them to where they are.
Okay. Sure.
So I want to make like basically whoever their front line is now like a body
wall?
blockade against the back, and they're gonna have to like tumble over each other to catch up. So I'm just
Okay.
gonna run up and slash and then run away.
Go ahead and roll Clash.
Alrighty. Oh, I did not roll well, but I still got a 7.
It's okay.
I get to add plus 3.
It's a mixed good. Mixed good. Clash. On a 7 and up, you and whatever you're fighting inflict damage on each other. That usually means you inflict the damage rating of your weapon or physical rating in hand-to-hand combat, while your enemy inflicts their attack damage rating on you.
So I inflict 3 for that.
Okay,
Ooh, wow.
gotcha.
So I have a move called Pinpoint Their Weakness, which means I get to use plus mental for Clash. And then I have Fight or Flight, which adds 1 to my Clash, so I get to roll plus 3 on the Clash. And then if I roll a 7 and 9, I get to do 1 extra damage.
Dope.
And my weapons are sharp, so they get 1 extra damage for theirs, so 3 total damage.
3 total
Amazing.
damages. Very nice, yes. They are
And it
not
is
looking
restrained.
good. And they are... There's kind of like a line of grumbling in different stages kind of losing themselves. Some of them are just like grumbling, growling, trying to reach in a very zombie-like fashion, and others are still like have some kind of wherewithal, and they're like, what the fuck is going on, and trying to like fight their way out of it. But you do hurt them all, and none of them look very good, and they do have a wave of people behind them that are now going to crash into them. You will take like two points of damage,
Okie dokie.
because I mean I'm just gonna, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you wanted to do?
So that puts me below half, which means I gain a power point.
A
Hey.
Nice.
And then No Name is just like, well, that's a lot. It just like comes running back around the corner. There's a lot of them. We might want to keep moving.
responses from Morgan, who is almost toppling off of the edge of a building, and Marty.
Yeah, I think we should probably move a little bit. Specifically me, and she's gonna try to just like push and like run past all of them that are still
Okay.
here.
Nice.
Make a there's like a
Would that be
thwart peril.
Word Peril?
Thwart peril.
Where is it? I just rolled past it. Where did it go?
I don't know. It's on page 67.
67. There it is. All right.
What's physical?
Roll plus physical. So that is a big hard fail.
Ooh.
I have a -1. So that is a 5 -1 for a 4.
Ooh.
So that is a
Yeah.
mark experience, right?
Mm-hmm. So remember, you
Okay.
mark 3 of them. Mark 3
Mhm.
experiences. So as you go to try and kind of dart around, you lose your footing and end up slipping, and now you're kind of hanging out of the cylinder ship by one hand with
Oh,
a
no.
scream. What are we doing?
So I am going to use protect someone.
Okay.
So let's see. Actually, would that be it? Oh no, that's for when they're attacking.
You could also thwart peril.
Yeah, I think that's what it would need to be, probably. I'm gonna have my skeleton thwart peril because it has a +1 to physical, and I also
Okay.
have a minus.
That's fair. Ned, if you wanted to make a be vigilant roll.
I was just gonna ask if I could do a be vigilant. Yeah.
So that is an 11. And so kind of, and let's see, 10 plus, you do what you set out to do. And
yeah.
so, yeah, so the skeleton just kind of like kind of similar to the seatbelt in the car, just kind of like a couple bones of like the rib cage just kind of distend and surround like the front of Morgan as like a little barrier, and it just kind of like plows through the first like rank of enemies with Morgan in tow.
I love it. Morgan, you are now in the ribcage of a skeleton, but no longer falling off of a ship that is many.
I'll
many,
never get
many
used to the
seats.
skeleton.
I'm never gonna get used to
It,
it. Okay,
it lets you go on the other side.
what did you roll, Ned?
I got a 12.
Ooh, very nice.
Nice.
Well, 10 on the dice plus 2. So I get to
Yeah.
hold 3 and can ask GM any question about the situation that's not in the list.
Okay.
So my off list question is going to be which direction do we need to go to get to the being of bats?
To get to the being of bats. So, the being of bats is probably going to be higher up in like the command center sort of space of this ship. There are lots of ways to get there. Clearly, the main hallway is an option, but there's a lot of people that you might need to mow through that might weaken you for that fight. But looking around, you notice that there's actually like vents that go towards the inside and would presumably attach to all of the other rooms, and you could probably get where you need to via like different vent systems or the emergency shafts and elevator shafts, etc.
Yeah, I think No Name just like sees one of these like emergency elevator shafts and just and like rips it open. We should go this way. And just like starts crawling up it.
There you go. Did you want to ask any other questions?
Yeah. Are there any dangers that I haven't noticed?
So, you... in this, like, elevator shaft, there's nobody at the moment. You know that if you don't close the door behind you, they might follow you up.
Follow us up, yeah.
You might have to, like, you'll try and lose them, or make a series of dangerous moves in trying to get away. You also notice that there's like a puddle of black goop just kind of in the wall where the ATPT had crashed into. There's a pile of like black goop seeping from one of the walls, and one of Valerie's pom-poms is sitting in it, and Valerie is gone.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
You don't know if that goop is her, or if something took her, or what. You don't know what the black goop is, but clearly it's dangerous.
Clearly
Because
not
Valerie
a
is
good
gone.
thing. What's my best way to protect? It says the area and victims here, but sort of scoping that in towards Valerie. What's the best way to track her down and protect her?
You would know that you guys kind of, your like watches that are synced up with the ATPT and the command center, if you sat down and like fiddled with the technology, you could maybe get a bead on her location based on that.
Nice. And then, can I spend my last one asking like, what's my best way in to like do that, to like track her, like one hand like stick a foot into the side of the elevator shaft to like stand there and like try and like figure out where she is.
Your best way to do that would probably be as you like climb up the shaft, finding a nook somewhere, like finding where it branches off into an AC vent or somewhere that it branches into a service vent to like kind of crawl off, make sure you're hidden, rest a little, maybe some health back, and spend a little bit of time looking to figure out where she is in this very large ship. Yeah. There you go. So there is a emergency elevator shaft that is open in front of you, Marty and Morgan. Not that it matters, because there's a skeleton that's taking you somewhere, Morgan.
To the elevator shaft.
I love it.
So I'm gonna my hero name, since I didn't announce it, is Puppet Master.
Puppet Master.
So I have a lot of things happening at the same time. Because all of my powers are based off of my little minions. So I am going to have spins. For those of you that are just joining us, Spins is a tarantula about yay big, with rainbow-colored hairs just all down its body, and instead of a bunch of like creepy spider eyes, has just two big googly anime eyes.
Two big googly eyes.
Yep. And I am going to have Spins be an assistant. So I am going to send Spins to perform a simple task. I roll mystical. On a 10 up, the minion completes the task successfully, and I can watch through its eyes or hear through its ears. On a 7 and 9, it completes the task, but the GM will offer me a hard choice, an extra cost, or the familiar attracts attention and danger. So essentially, what Spins is going to do is, with its 8 little legs and its like little crawly speed all over the place, it's going to just kind of like bolt forward through these vents and try and find us the best path.
Okay. The best path to get to like where the control center is, or the best path to like
to work
hide for a minute?
I'm gonna say the best path to safety.
Okay.
For now.
That makes sense.
And this is plus mystical, which is 2. So that gives me an 11.
Ooh, easy enough. So Ned, you're crawling up the shaft, and you're like looking around, trying to like see what's going on and figure out maybe how to get Valerie back and how to do what you set out to do, and just all this kind of crazy stuff. And the spider, rainbow googly eye spider, just zooms past you, kind of like goes into one cubby, comes out, keeps going, goes into another cubby, comes out, and then finally, like just a few, maybe 10 to 20 feet up of crawling, it kind of stops and peers down at you guys and waves his little hands.
Yeah. And I am also going to use my swarm to obstruct the entryway to the tunnel.
Okay.
Which is
Did
another
you guys
mystical type.
Did you guys close the door on your way in, or like
No name
Into
would
the-
close the door.
big elevator shaft thing?
Yeah.
I mean,
that
I
was-
suppose me and Morgan would be the last ones in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, Morgan, do you want to close it? And I'm just gonna have the bugs in here freaking out.
Yeah, I can try.
Morgan's hands reach out from the
Reach out of the skeleton.
out of the skeleton. I love it. Just I'm gonna have you roll thwart peril as well.
Okay.
Could I do a since I did the be vigilant check, I was gonna try and do a we can do this together to help
sure.
out with closing the door to make sure we get ourselves some time.
For sure.
Cool. Let's see here. Would this be an I've got your back, or 2 heads are better than 1? It's physical or mental.
Are you physically going down to help, or are you just kind of from where you are being like the like latch on the right, like that? If you gotta you have to pull that latch,
Yeah, I think No Name is like skitters across to one side of the vent and rips off a panel and is looking at the mechanics and the wiring inside to find the buttons and levers that need to get pulled to get that door sealed.
Okay, I feel like that's mental.
And then I get +1 because I'm acting on the Be Vigilant info. So hopefully this is good. Ooh, this is very good. So that's 8 on the dice, +2 mental is 10, plus the 1 is 11. So I don't get the crazy thing, but still 10 to 12.
Nice.
You and your target gain a +1 to your next roll. So
Perfect.
Morgan, you get a +1.
That balances out my -1 to physical. To thwart this peril of shutting this door, so I get a 10 total
Hey,
from a straight dice roll.
Nailed
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Woo. Oh, easy enough. You get the door shut. You got this. From the place that you're sitting, kind of perched inside of the skeleton's torso. It's kind of comfy, actually. You just get to sit.
One of those weird, wicker chairs.
Yeah. It's a little nice.
You're just sitting on the hips, the
Yeah.
inside of the hip bone.
Oh,
Actually,
it's weird, but it's okay. It's a little weird, but I'm okay.
could get used to this. And then Marnie, you were gonna make a mystical roll to.
Yes, which is also an 11. I'm just gonna have the bugs in here just kind of go every which ways to just throw off where we could potentially be.
Okay. Dope. And then I think
These guys are doing good today.
thinking roll just all of you.
Mm-hmm.
Just roll 2d6. Just roll them.
12.
Hey.
Oh,
Ooh.
damn. Oh,
Hell yes.
7.
I got 10.
Hey. Yeah, no, so easy enough. You manage to get the door closed. The locusts are going everywhere, kind of distorting the elevator shaft. And you guys manage to climb that 10-20 feet up to where Spins has found a little storage cubby. It's got a little door on it, and you guys are all able to slide in there, close the door, and you believe you're relatively safe for the time being. But it is dark. Well, I mean, I guess it's not. You've got a fire. It's a little warm.
Yep.
It's a little warm in here. The other two, Marty and Morgan, had not noticed Valerie just being gone. That was only Ned. And yeah, so did you role play? I don't know. Go
Go be princesses.
Go be princesses.
Now that we're kind of safe, No Name is they took Valerie. I think.
What?
Valerie's gone, but we should be able to track her down. I think.
When did they take her?
Yeah. I mean, I thought she was just staying with the car.
There was a lot of dudes and a lot of running around, so I didn't really see them. It actually happened, but there was some black goop, and she was gone.
Ew.
Very gross.
It was pretty grody.
Well, I'm sure we'll find her
Okay.
somewhere around here.
Yeah, like, I mean, I can potentially send, like, spins to go try and find her while we do whatever we're doing, and, it can let me know.
That's not a bad idea.
I mean, it's like, come on, Val, like, rule 1, you don't split the party.
She's always going off on her own thing. She's a free spirit.
You sound like a smoker.
I'm a demon lady.
All right, so once again, well, this time I am actually, yeah, I'm gonna have Spins be an assistant once again. Hopefully, we're okay. 5, 6 plus 2, 8.
8.
So on 7 to 9, your familiar can complete the task, but the GM will offer a hard choice, an extra cost, or the familiar attracts attention and danger.
Okay. Gotcha. So Spins goes off to find Valerie. What else are we doing? Cough, cough, you're all like dying.
Yeah.
Right.
No Name is definitely trying to relax.
Do that rest of relaxation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still doing a little good. So I'm going to. I'm going to. I want to try to glimpse the truth from here.
Okay, alright.
I want to try to learn a little bit more information about this base.
Got you.
Not looking good. Roll plus mental is a -1.
Oh my god.
So 5.
You quickly realize that from this dark cubbyhole, there's not a whole lot
no.
you can do.
Mhm.
Isn't there something special about you?
There is something special. Whenever I glimpse the truth, I have a move from the overconfident called "I know what's really going on here."
Oh.
So I'm just grabbing that real quick so I can tell you. When you glimpse the truth, you gain a power point when you roll a 6 or less. So I get a
Nice.
power
You
point.
did do that. Also, don't forget to mark XP. I feel like you
Yep,
leveled up.
I'm marked. I'm at 6 experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a level.
Yeah.
And the outcome will reinforce your belief about the world, no matter how wrong that belief is.
Oh,
Amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, thus far, all you've seen is the masses of the hive attacking you. You know Valerie has disappeared. You know Spins just went off to maybe find Valerie. And you know that your team member is hurt. But also that your team member caused some of the damage at the beginning. So, I mean, just feel free to...
Hey, guys, I think Val's in on it.
conspiracy that however you want.
I love it.
I think I don't have all the facts, but she's not here. I think she's in on it.
I mean, she's always so supportive of everybody, like, no matter who it is.
Right, like maybe she loves bats.
Why would you love bats? Bats eat spiders.
But I think that's what's going on here. And actually, I'm very sure Val's in on it.
I'm going to withhold judgment until proven otherwise.
Well,
That's
I
fair.
will see what Spin sees.
In the meantime, I forgot to log into my mobile game, so I'm gonna quick do some dailies.
It's
Gotta get
scratching
your
the screen
daily-
up.
Yeah,
Daily
no,
gotchas.
the screen cover looks horrible. This screen cover has been through World War III. Like
It's like chipping off as you're like swiping.
yeah, the little shards of Gorilla Glass are flying into the area around us.
Amazing.
Love that.
Amazing.
That was me attempting to do rest and relaxation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Roll plus emotional.
I was doing it alone, so I get to roll plus persona,
Oh, that's fair.
which is only plus 0, but it's better than my -1 emotional.
That's
That's
fair.
fair.
That's fair.
Would I get the +1 from Stay Vigilant? Since
Mhm.
part of what I found out was to like, hey, y'all should rest because
Mhm.
it go get bad. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I get a positive to this roll. Let's see what happens. Okay, I don't break any relationships. I rolled well.
Good job.
I rolled an 11 total.
Hey.
Awesome.
You can remove any condition of your choice. You can heal all of your HP.
Yeah.
I am
This
being
one goes
generous
to 11.
because this literally says if you spend the day resting or relaxing, which we just, it's
We
fine.
don't have that kind of time.
You don't have that kind of time, man.
Mhm.
So I'm going to be generous because somebody gave you guys a lot of damage at the beginning. So, yes, you are welcome to heal all of your hit points back up to full. And, Marnie, your spider friend, you kind of like, you can see all the little tubes that he's walking through, and it's a while of just watching him go through a tube, come back out, crawl up a wall. You kind of get a glimpse of several of the other rooms. Like you can see there's a screen in one of the rooms that's like, it's showing how deep the drill is and what their target depth is. And it's like about halfway. It's about halfway to that target depth. It looks like it'll take maybe another 4 to 5 hours, and then they would reach their target depth, at which point there might be nothing you can do to stop the hive, like, taking control of the whole Earth, basically. So that's a little scary. And then he kind of skitters away, skitters back in kind of a dark, it's like a really dark room. It's not what most control centers look like, because it is like almost pitch black in here, except for the bright glow of a couple of screens, of kind of like a wall of weaponry, all in the shape of bats. A couple of costumes that are kind of lit up, being not used right now. There is a older gentleman who has kind of like just got his hands folded together as he stands over the being of Bat's shoulder, and he is doing something, it looks like, on a screen. You don't entirely know because he's not close enough to like hear what's going on, but he looks like he's trying to find something. And in the corner there is Valerie, and she's all stuck to the corner side of the wall with black goop little scary. You don't think the being of bats uses black goop to do anything. Maybe he's working with something else. Maybe he's working with another icky villain. And that villain is the one in control of Valerie.
Uh-oh.
And then Spins looks over, and there's this dripping kind of oozy shape. Its mouth is all teeth. It also looks to be a little bit spider themed.
Ooh.
And it sticks out its hand and shoots black goop webbing at Spins.
No.
And that is all you get from Spins at the moment.
I turn and it's like, okay, Val is in a sticky situation. But I found the bat den.
Den looks like weird dad.
Yeah, it's like a I don't know, like a man cave or something.
Like a bat cave.
It was more den-like,
Okay. Bat den.
and you know,
Doesn't-
bunch of goop everywhere.
Mm,
He doesn't even clean his man cave.
pretty gross.
Do they ever?
This is horrifying.
Yeah. But it seems like he's got a team up going on with whatever is making that goop. So
Alright.
yeah. But he seems to be looking for something. I don't know really what. Spins couldn't get close enough, and unfortunately I think Spins got caught too.
Sorry.
I mean, magical persevere. He'll make it out. If he doesn't, I can resummon him.
That's fair.
But for
Take a
now,
scoop on this goop.
yes. The yeah, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that ill.
What are we doing?
All right, well,
Um,
we ready to go?
How you feeling? All
Yeah.
good?
All good.
All
No
right.
name like cracks their knuckles, which is like an 18-minute process considering how long their nails are.
They're jointed.
It's like everyone.
Yeah.
The nails themselves are jointed. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Ugh!
Yeah, it's horrible. It's
Ugh!
horrifying.
No, I
Lovely.
don't like that.
It's like you think it's done, and then just.
No.
I don't like
Wonderful.
it. Gross. Gross. Okay, so how are you? Like, the good thing is that you could see kind of the route that you should take from Spins. So you do know kind of how to get through the different networks to get up there.
Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely lead the way. Just kind of like my magic kind of manifesting as like a faint glittery rainbow thread leading me towards Spins, but you know, not like I'm definitely worried not being able to like perceive through it anymore. But I, you know, I'm trying to like steel myself a little bit,
Oh. It's fair.
choking back tears. It's like, it's
Okay.
okay. I got this.
Yeah, we can do anything, guys. We're fine. No weird old bat guy and a goopy guy are gonna get us. Go.
I will say, Morgan, you do still kind of believe that Valerie's in on it.
Yeah. Fully.
Like, yeah. Even, yeah.
Then why is she captured?
Who knows? Maybe they had a disagreement, but she was definitely in on it.
It's a goop ruse.
Let's ask her when we get there.
Ooze ruse.
Ew. Okay, let's see. You do know the way in which to get where you're going. So,
I will ask, because of what I witnessed in spins, can I do a keep my wits about me?
sure.
In which case I got a 5.
Ooh.
Add 1 from me,
6.
from unending positivity,
And in positivity.
which I don't think actually helps you all that much.
It does.
Nope.
It doesn't. Well, it kind of does because I level.
I hate
That's fair.
leveling is good. Look,
So leveling is
even-
good. Having
even
more
in
moves
the
is
bad
nice.
things, you get the
But
positive thing.
like, so I'm obviously hesitant, but as I'm going through this vent system, like you guys see little dots in the vent from me crying up front.
Oh.
And you are definitely like, there's a little bit of like panic setting into your chest, like anxiety,
Yeah.
because it's the feeling of that connectedness to spins. It still has just not, it's not there. Like you can't access it,
Mm-hmm.
but you can sense their emotion. You can sense that they're frightened. So you're you're
Yeah.
trying to lead the way. And the movement is very slow because you're like having to pause like every 5 minutes to be like, breathe.
Oh.
The other guy, I mean, both of you would also notice this.
I might also cry, like me, Ruben. But
Not the ooh spider.
not you, spider. Spins, I love you.
I mean, come on. Keep it together. If you can bring them back, then it's all fine.
But they
Okay.
still feel stuff.
It's gonna be okay, bud. We're gonna get there, and I'm sure they're fine. They're just gooped up. You know, whatever that means.
Gross.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. I feel like there's a lot of gross stuff happening here, and it's not conducive to a cool vibe or a nice time.
Maybe it's a guano monster.
Even
It's
grosser.
from the
Oh.
bats.
For real though, bats do be shitting.
They do. They do be.
You don't think they'd be doing it, but they do.
You don't think they'd be doing it, but they do. Okay.
Ooh, and I know the exact thing that I'm gonna get.
I think that Morgan and Ned, you should roll. I'm kind of like torn between like convincing someone and
Okay.
protecting someone as you try to
Coulda-
like band-aid Marnie's emotions.
Can I? So since I have a competitive relationship with Marnie, could I use? I have a trait called Terrifying Visage, which gives me +1 to convince with intimidation, and be
Oh
like,
god.
"Look, if it's bad, then we need to get there quicker, because it's only gonna get worse with time. So, like, let's move it. Let's go. Let's knock some heads and get
What
your spider
happens-
back."
What happens to like your visage to make it terrifying and kind of like reinforce that message?
As we've been in the ducts, like I think more and more of No Name is just like blending in with the shadows around us, and so it's just like this floating skull head that's just like talking kind of angrily at people, like, "Come on, let's just go."
Um,
Love it.
I could also roll as I I have a thing that gives me -1 to convince someone because I am intense. So in addition to the flaming skull, it's just getting very hot in here as I'm like getting
no.
antsy. Like,
You're the
yeah, we're
worst.
gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. Let's just go.
Roll your convincing
I'm-
rolls, guys.
5.
5. Hey, I get XP for once.
Hey!
Let's go.
Yeah,
There you go.
this is
Oh,
not
let's see.
helping, Marnie. This is not helping at all. You
We really
guys are
need
at a
Valerie.
full standstill in this,
suck at
like,
pep
elevator
talks.
shaft.
Let's see. Convince him for
Um,
another magical hero on a miss. Depending on the nature
get-
of your relationship, choose how to react.
You get +1/4 if you take an action that's the opposite.
You're missing the key, the glue that holds the group together.
We really are. We have
the
no
goop
heart.
that holds the goop
Um,
that holds-
Our
Yeah,
goop's been gooped.
so I'm apparently going to gain 1 forward and more experience as I'm like, you know what? I don't think we need to help Valerie right now. I think we need to go do something else. Maybe we just stop the drill itself and then we have more time. As I take a turn down a different shaft, I still see the thread in my peripheral vision.
Okay.
And I take a turn down a separate shaft way.
Okay. You're now headed toward, like, the drill control room that you had seen earlier.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Love it. More. What? Okay. What are you guys doing?
Following.
Yep.
Yeah, I am moving
And-
faster though.
I was about to say in my head, I don't know if you said all of that out loud or
I
if you
didn't.
just
I
firmly
just
went.
like that
Yeah.
was in my head. It's like maybe we don't need to save Valerie. Maybe we can
So,
just stop the
she
drill.
just-
And I just
I'm just
turn
still
and
following.
move faster.
There's this floating skull behind you. Just like, I'm just following.
Fully convinced that we succeeded in convincing
Yep.
Marty that it's okay.
I love this.
We really spurred her on. This is great teamwork.
I love this so much. Okay. So you crawling through vents, and then you kind of all spit out into the, like, drill control room. The room that has the kind of like the go button and the stop button and the different various keyboards and the screens that are monitoring all of the drill's stats. And, like, there's 2 people in here. They appear to be more kind of lab assistant like, but they also are wearing bat costumes.
Amazing.
So you guys all kind of like flop out of the vent behind this room. It's a closed room. There's doors, and then
And we
these
see
2.
some-
Yeah, you see some bat folks.
I think since we didn't know that we changed directions, No Name just thinks, the being of bats. Clearly I must attack, and just yeets straight at the nearest one.
I love it. Got you. The nearest one has like he has like a masculine form. And he is very skinny and very like teenager-y looking. His bat costume is a little different. It's super sleek. And it kind of looks like he made it himself. Like he went to a different costumer to get it made because he I don't know. And then the one that's like kind of controlling the drill at the moment, she's got this blonde hair coming out from underneath her bat costume, and she's looking over at the more masculine one. I'm avoiding copyright infringement. Oh my god, it's gonna be fine. And she's like, really, I don't understand why you had to go off and like throw away your bird costume and then make your own bat costume. If the being of bats wanted you to be a bat with us, like, he would have given you a bat costume. And then you just out of nowhere.
Let me tell you about the birds and the bats! And just like stabs the nails right into the nearest one.
Oh,
Roll clash.
amazing.
Oh my god. I rolled a double 6. This is gonna be
Hey!
That's gonna be brutal.
That's +2 from that on top of the 2 is 4, and then I get to pick an additional effect.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, so I'm gonna pick from the 10 plus additional effects, +1 harm, and then I'm going to pick from the 12 plus effects, you suffer no damage at all.
Okay.
So because the total was a 15 for the clash, and the total I deal 5 damage, and I take no damage in response.
Oh god.
I love it.
Did you just eviscerate Rob?
Yeah.
I think so.
I call this one the killing joke.
What was I like zoned out a little bit looking at something. What was the total damage?
Total damage was 5.
Okay. You, like, your clawed fingers just dig right in to, like, the center of the back of this person. And, like, you have a hold of his actual, like, heart, like, inside of his chest. And he's,
From
like...
behind, Jesus Christ.
From behind. And he's just like, huh! What the fuck? And he whips out the staff. Because he's still, like, he's not... He's almost fucking dead right now. But, like, you know how these bat folks are. He whips out this rod and swings it back without even seeing who's back there. And I'm going to roll a clash. I also rolled double 6s.
Ooh.
You can
my
do the
wormwood
same thing to
dice.
me.
So they're so pretty. He's gonna do
Ooh, nice.
He's gonna do basically the same thing to you, but with his
Yep.
his rod. That sounds
Well,
awful.
wouldn't
No
no name take no
damage?
damage?
So
That's the +12 effect that Matt chose.
that's true. That's true. Yeah, no name would take no damage. So, fuck. I hate how this goes. I just hate everything.
Wonton murder, let's go.
Just one
I
time.
think-
Yeah, murder.
I think the like in the narrative, it like he like swings the rod back, and like no name like shadow schlorps through the nails to like
Yeah.
invert herself to the other side of him, and
Yeah.
the skull mask just like topples over and like reconnects with the neck shadow.
Oh
Not gonna be
god.
that easy, buddy.
Gross.
I'm gonna say
Jeez,
that
Lord.
I am gonna say all magical girls involved in the fight get +1 forward. Ooh.
Ooh. A lie.
No. Okay. I'm gonna say that he suffers no damage at all.
He has bat being spray
Mhm.
around his arm.
So, you had shoved your hand in, but you didn't realize that it was more kind of ghosty, like shadowy, rather than physical at that moment. And so you can feel his heart, and you feel like you should have done so much damage. But he's somehow okay. And also very pissed off that his rod now smacks him in the back instead of hitting you. Because it just slorped, just like, fuck, what is happening?
Yeah.
And it is at this point that the other person in a bat costume whips around and she says, they found us. And whips out two kind of like edged boomerangs in the shape of bats and throws them at the other two
Boomerats.
princesses. Yes, boomerats, So she's going to roll to clash. And that is a 11.
Oh lord.
Do we
That's also a
contest the
success.
clash?
You can
Is that how that
I
works
think you
or
can
no?
contest the clash. I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
Because I just learned a new ability.
Yay!
As this boomerat flies towards me, my eyes glow like this sickly green, and out of my mouth this like vile stream of like greenish energy just pours out as a magical beam.
Morgan,
laser.
Marnie is like throwing up beside you.
Throwing up nuclear radiation.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
That is
Um,
very bad.
No.
I want to instead of trying to contest the clash, I want to try to protect Marnie.
Oh, okay. Roll that protect someone.
Yeah. Okay.
What did you roll, Marnie?
4?
Plus persona.
I got
Yeah.
double ones.
Oh my gosh.
I rolled a 10 to protect with persona.
Ooh.
So I'm going to. I get to hold 2. So I'm going to redirect the attack to myself, because I take -1 anyway. And then I'm going to put the attacker in a bad position, and I'm just going to, like, throw a little ball of fire at her and knock her back a little bit. It doesn't do any damage, but it just puts her in a bad position.
Okay.
So you get +1 going forward, Ruben.
And
But you are surrounded in a cage of bones.
this is true. You are surrounded in a cage of bones, which is
So I will
that's a little
also
extra
protect
armor.
someone, which I get a +1 to because of my ability. I do care.
Oh.
Giving
think-
me a 10.
Okay. I'll
It's
let
up to
you do it. You already rolled to clash,
That's true.
so
But it is also my minion.
true. Okay, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
Just this once, I guess.
Just this once.
Um,
You're a magical princess. Who am I to tell you can't do something?
which I will have the damage of the attack.
Okay.
And deal 1 point of damage back.
So, what happens is, the two boomerats, I don't like it. It sounds
No,
weird.
it's much better the other way, but
It's
we
much
can't say
better
that
the
one.
other
But
way,
we
but I can't say
can't
that one.
use it.
The two boomerangs fling outward, and in this weird moment, like Morgan kind of darts to try and protect Marnie, and then there's the skeleton around Morgan that is acting kind of as protection as well. Morgan, you're still gonna take I gotta think about it now because it's 2 weapons.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you're gonna take, I gotta look at the thing. 4 damage minus
-1
1
from my fire.
and then the 3 points are gonna go into the skeleton probably,
Right, which
rather
kills
than
it.
you. So that'll kill the skeleton, and you effectively have no damage. However, they did roll that 11,
Mhm.
so they'll inflict extra damage, and you'll still take 1 harm.
Gotcha.
Yes. Go ahead. Like, is there anything, Ned? You haven't done anything in a minute.
No name
Name.
seeing these two still resilient is gonna be like, and like looks around and tries to like figure out the console that runs the drill, and while they're distracted fighting, is going to dismantle this thing so that
Okay.
the drill stops and doesn't work.
Roll. Roll to figure it out. Would that be a
Probably a thwart,
thwart? That's fair.
or like glimpse the truth with no
Right.
questions.
Yeah, I was aiming for like a mental way of doing it. I can also just say that no name just like fucking straight up slashes that thing and just do a normal thwart parallel
No,
physical.
I mean you can do something with mental, but were you wanting to do the thwart peril or glimpse the truth?
I was thinking like thwart parallel with if it could be with mental, but I'm also happy to do physical.
No, that's fine. Do that.
Okay. Wow!
Wow.
My dice are just spicy. That is a 10.
Ooh. Thwart peril.
10 plus. You do what you set out to do.
You do what you set out to do. Okay. So you kind of like let your hand escape the bat being's body, and turn around and turn your attention to the consoles. And for a moment, it's like Ned is inside of No Name, kind of like directing on the inside what to do. And No Name just flies those click-clack fingers across the keys and like does a bunch of shit, and then suddenly there's an alarm that goes off everywhere, and you can feel this rumbling, shaking, and then just a weird stillness as the drill is stopped. It is no longer moving. But you do have a feeling that this might draw some attention to the control room.
No name is just gonna like lean against the console in like a pinup girl pose and like, oh no, did I do that? And just like break it so that it can't get fixed again.
I love it. Roll clash.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I'll still do the pinpoint their weakness because I think like mentally they've got it like mapped out like which buttons not to break and which ones are okay to break.
For sure.
I'm breaking it strategically, like that guy Luke Cloudhopper, where apparently all doors could be closed or opened as needed by a precise shot to a control panel.
Yeah.
Right.
Precisely.
That is a that is exactly a 10.
Nice. So yeah, you very easily, you kind of like slash your fingers through some of the controls, like some of the wires. You can envision where the wires go to the different keys, to the different connecty bits. Fucking words. and you just slash through. And then, like, another alarm starts sounding
An even worse alarm.
in a different tone. So now you've got
There are
two alarms.
three.
There,
There's
no, yeah,
three.
there are
Klaxons.
3 alarms that are going off now
Very
across
loud.
this
Everyone's
space,
like,
this like ship.
what? What did you say?
It's like there's an intruder alert, and then also behind it is the alarm of the drill stopping. Doesn't have a noise, doesn't have like words, but it's there, very loud. Bwah, bwah, bwah. And then there's that the control panel has been broken, and it's going be-doop, 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 be-doop. And then there's like a
Control
little
panel was a Pokemon.
there's a little like a announcement. Engineering to the control room. Please, engineering to the control room. Can we get engineering to aisle 4 at the control room? It's just
Anybody
chaos.
trying to communicate right now is just like,
Nope.
I can't hear you.
I can't
What?
hear you. Yes, both of your bat people who are there fighting you are like, "The fuck? Why are there so many alarms? This seems like it's just, it's not helpful. Whatever."
Could
And
we say that? Sorry, for the 10 plus, could I use the like sound and the distraction to do +1 forward to Morgan
sure,
for whatever they're gonna do next?
hell yeah, sure, absolutely.
Until the noise was so loud, Morgan was gonna try to like convince these people to give up.
You, I mean, for some, okay, in a very,
She's gonna yell. She's just gonna yell it because she's confident in herself. So
You
she's
can
just
do
gonna
it.
have her ears covered, and she's gonna be like, "I can't believe you guys see how. I can't believe you guys don't see how ridiculous this is. Because like, there's 3 alarms that nobody has shut off. Like, what is the plan of action? Why don't you just stop? There's no reason for all of this. And someone please shut the alarm off."
okay,
She's
Are
just
you-
telling both these people to like leave, to like go away, like
okay,
give up on this nonsense.
I would like to, we can do this together to support.
okay,
More
sure.
games.
What do you say in addition? Like, how are you supporting?
I am going to, I'm using the option of you can do this. And I'm just kind of like behind Morgan's back, like just kind of like yell whispering into her ear, like, okay, so like be sure to mention that we have them outnumbered, there's more of us than there are of them, and then, you know, like the control's already broken, so it's like they're not
Right.
protecting anything, so it's like, you know, just make sure to drive that point home. And I'm just kind of like nudging
Like-
her forward.
Like, we already stopped the drill! Like, just stop! The drill's done! Go home!
Okay, all
So
right.
I'm gonna try to touch their heart.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Just like No Name did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll
Uh,
roll your roll, Marnie. What was it?
So it's
For me, it is plus emotional,
Mm-hmm.
which I do succeed in. I get an 11. Nope,
Dope.
Nice.
So then
I get a 10. 10.
So then Morgan should have +1 to their roll, right?
awesome.
Let's see. When you decide to support another character, that character gains +1 to their power pool.
Ooh.
And then I determine how I'm trying to help them.
Dope.
And then let's see. On our relationship is cooperative, correct?
Yes, I believe we're cooperative.
Your target gains +1 to the next roll, and I get 1 to my power.
Dope. So yes.
Nice.
I forgot they
Plus
always
1.
get a power pool point. We weren't doing that before. That's cool.
Yeah. Awesome. So that is 1 from Marnie, 1 from No Name.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna spend a PowerPoint to give myself +1 more to put me
Nice.
up to a 10.
Love it.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
And
Okay.
you get one
So
back,
on
so yeah.
on a 10 plus, they doubt their chosen course of action. All team members gain +2 to actions against them. But the +2 goes away if the target takes damage.
Okay.
Oh, and I
murdered them.
and I form a competitive relationship with the Bat siblings here.
I love it. Bat sibs. Okay.
Awesome.
So they kind of like they were gonna throw some more punches, and then they look at each other at what Morgan said, and they just kind of like stop for a second. And for a minute it's just the sound of the various klaxons going off. And then you notice them both look down at their own watches and look back up, and then suddenly it's quiet. All of the klaxons have shut off. They look at each other. We have to go help the being of bats get Freddy out of here. Fuck it.
Who's Freddy?
And I mean, I can't say the other word. Freddy, you know.
No, I was asking them, like literally
Yeah.
asking them.
Oh, you're asking them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's
You don't
Freddy?
need to know who the fuck Freddy is, but this isn't over. But you can also see that they're a little unsure of if what they're doing is right or not. And you feel like your words, even in the loudness, took a little bit of purchase. And then they drop a smoke bomb
Smoke.
and are. Then you can see their feet as they run down the hallway. Like they're fully
they're
running
not
away.
good ninjas.
No.
All right.
Marnie,
I-
you believe Freddy might have been the name that the being of bats had said when referring to the old man who was standing behind him.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know if
Freddy's
that was
an
gonna
old
work.
guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
So they
maybe,
brought- wait,
maybe
they've got
like
this
his
big
grandpa or something.
They've got
he
like a
brought his
big
grandpa with
drill,
him?
and he brought his grandpa on the big drill.
Yeah, I mean,
This whole operation makes no
maybe
sense.
he's like going senile or something, and like can't be left alone for a long time or something like that.
I'm like extremely confused. I would like to blow this drill up if we could blow it up.
That would be great. I would also like that.
I can try and figure that out.
Roll. I mean, you know, two
Glimpse
of
the
you.
bomb. I mean, truth.
Yeah. I mean, so one of you should roll to thwart peril, and then two of you should roll. We can do this together.
Can I roll thwart peril?
Yeah.
Do you guys mind?
Yeah, I could
That is
do.
fine.
We could do this together with mental, like
Yeah.
Yeah. When I
tracing
when I
the
leveled
schematics and
up,
stuff.
I took a move that lets me use mystical for thwart peril instead of physical. So I might be able
And
to.
I
I might be
would-
able to succeed at it this time.
I'm gonna do supernatural intervention to cast a spell that gives them unnatural guidance.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nice.
I love it.
What does that do?
Did you want to dictate what that appears like, Marnie?
Sure. So I got 9 on the dice plus 2, so 11. and I I start like weaving my magics together and everything like that, and there's like a glaze of like my greenish energy over your eyes, and you're able to see like the electricity and like where the connections are going. But electricity is just magic, so you get to see the magic in the wiring. um
Awesome.
and to kind of like guide towards like nerve centers of the machinery and stuff.
Dope. Does that give them a +1? Or
+1, yes.
dope.
+1 and a PowerPoint.
Matt,
Oh, nice.
did you
I rolled
roll?
I rolled a 12, so I
Ooh.
think No Name has like made this a game where like as Marnie highlights the electricity / magic in the wiring, that she's just like flying after it and like wall running and just like cutting wires all over the place that need to be cut.
I love it.
And so I get a PowerPoint because I rolled a 12 plus, and then Morgan, you get 2 PowerPoints because you get one for the move and then an additional one on top
Oh
of
So
my
that.
then,
God.
Nice.
once again, you're rolling +2, and then you have
Mhm.
PowerPoints to work with. So
Right. I did roll it with the +1 from Marnie and my using mystical instead. I'm at a 9, but I just think I'm gonna bump it up to. Is there anything special that happens on a 12?
on a 12, let's see.
Where's Thorde? I keep scrolling away from it.
I know, right? I did.
Thorde
There's
Farrell.
so many pages.
Yeah.
It's just
Nope,
on the
nothing
10 and up.
special. So
You
I'll
do what
just
you-
I'll just bump it up to a 10 with
Mhm.
1 PowerPoint.
Dope. Yeah. So easy enough.
And
the 3 of you
just
working
like-
together. There is, after like a couple of minutes of cutting wires, re-putting wires together, entering in some code, it's easy enough. There's suddenly a countdown on all of the screens that is flashing for
A
10
new
minutes.
klaxon.
Well, it had gone all quiet when the bat folks left. Now there is a countdown, and it's making the alarm of self-destruct in 10 minutes, 59 seconds. Self-destruct in 9 minutes, 30 seconds. And it just kind
Oh
of
god.
is going.
Ah, it counts faster than us.
It kills faster.
And yeah, like, so this thing is gonna self-destruct. You have no idea what damage that's gonna do to the nearby township.
Well, it'll probably be fine.
I mean, if they haven't gotten like evacuated now, they're not gonna.
Where's Valerie? We need her to live tweet this.
yeah,
Yeah, we need to go get Val.
Valerie's-
We need to go wake her up.
that's kind of the last thing really on that list is you're going to save Val.
Yeah,
Mhm.
let's go.
Alright.
You back up into the vents and then hang a right instead of the left.
Okay. Roll, keep your wits about you.
With +1.
Me?
Sure.
Okay.
Are you leading? Leading the charge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus persona, which I believe equals 2. Yep. 6, 7, 9.
9? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your wits about you. On a 7 to 9, you hesitate, flinch, or question yourself.
I still don't like this idea.
You still don't like it. You still don't like it. Oh my god. No, you're having a moment where you don't entirely remember and you feel like you're running out of time. So
And probably the threads have like faded a little bit,
yeah,
so it's harder to track
so
and stuff.
you were trying to do the same path that you were before, but it's harder to find it. And then in the background you have that countdown, and it just keeps getting lower, and you feel like you're moving too slow. There's time. You could just go back to the ship and leave Val. But maybe you could reach Val in time.
But then, like, the cheer team will suffer. Like, they'll just fall apart.
Ned and Morgan, you see you're following again, even though, like, not entirely sure whether that's a good idea. And you can see, like, the wheels turning in Marnie's head, and, like, that panic kind of look. And, like, there's a hesitation and a hesitation.
We can do this together and just do sort of the same thing she did for me with a supernatural intervention. Just give her a magical fire in her belly.
Sure.
Awesome. 11. 11 with a mystical roll.
Morgan is sitting, like, climbing directly behind you, and you kind of look back because you're not sure whether you should turn back or keep going, but you make eye contact with Morgan.
You
Morgan.
feel that same, like, heat from before, from when it made you very nervous, but instead of it being intense, it's just, like, comforting.
Okay, which pushes it up to 10.
Mm-hmm. It gives you a +1.
Yeah.
There you go.
Love it.
So it takes a little while to get there, and by the time you crawl out of the vent, it does not look like the being of bats is here anymore, nor is Freddy. But Val
he got his grandpa out.
Val is still gooped up in the corner and is not conscious.
So either she's not in league with him, or this is like a double fake C reverse. Like he left her behind to be. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
We're definitely gonna have to investigate her.
Double cross.
Like, we're definitely gonna have to interrogate her when we get back to the HQ.
We'll self-destruct in 3 minutes.
No!
5
Whoa.
seconds.
All right. She's gonna try to burn her down, like melt the goo.
Okay. Thwart Peril.
No Name is looking around to see
10.
if that goop thingy is still here.
What did you get, Morgan? 10? Nice.
10.
Easy enough. You are able to burn the goop, which is weirdly like spiderweb texture. And Val falls out of the like cocoon sort of situation. Spins is there too, curled up right underneath Val's chin. Also passed out. And then Ned, what did you say you were doing?
I want
No
to keep
Name?
a lookout for wherever if the goopy dude is still here.
Sure. Roll be vigilant.
Not a good roll. Oh no! Well, I'm gonna get to level up. that's a 5.
Oh, love that. Yeah, you're too distracted by trying to figure out what the heck this texture is. Like, what is this goop? Because it behaves like spider web, but it's goopy and black. So you're just too distracted looking at it. This building will self-destruct in 2 minutes.
We should probably get going.
Mhm.
Who wants to roll the thwart peril to try and get back to the ship?
Thwart Peril uses what?
Physical, usually.
I was hoping I could level up physical, but I can't. I don't have enough points.
I can take it if you guys want,
Yes,
I'm-
please.
since I can
Fine,
use
try it
mystical
for it.
instead.
Oh, because you can use mystical instead, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I help do this together?
Yeah, sure.
Morgan's just gonna start, like, blasting her way through walls
Yes, absolutely.
to make a faster path.
Like, instead of going through doors or going through the vents, you honestly just end up like blasting down through the like layers to get back down to the level where you guys had crashed the ship. Okay. Matt, what did you roll?
I really don't want to demoralize you at the last second here, so I'm going to spend some power points to get advantage on this.
Fair, yeah.
Come on. There we go. That's much better. I got a 9.
Okay. So yes, you get that +1.
Awesome.
So, yeah,
That brings me.
So since I have us marked as competitive, your actions make your target strive to do better, and they get a +1 to their next roll, but I get a -1 to my next persona roll for being shown up. So
That's fine. That's fine.
No Name is just like carving through like these layers and like helping you smash things out of the way, and it's like, I'm going faster than you, ha ha ha, and like egging you on, and then like you just trounce her, and she's like, ah, crap.
It becomes a race. It
Yeah.
becomes a race. What had you rolled?
I rolled a 8 total,
Okay.
up to a 9.
So that is still a mixed beat, correct?
And I've still got a bunch of PowerPoints. I'll PowerPoint
Yeah.
it up to a 10. Why
There
not?
you go.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Let's
Easy
succeed.
enough.
Let's just fully succeed.
In the most magical princess saving the day kind of way, you guys manage to like just crawl kind of like through holes that you create through the levels. Like you have No Name just slashing up,
We make our own like magical princess drill that's like
Yes.
shadow and fire just burning down through this thing.
It is wild. Marnie is kind of like holding Val over the shoulder to hop down and like cradling spins like, I'm so glad. You easily make it back to the all-terrain princess transport and hop in there and zoom away. And in the background there's just this big explosion as the drill literally implodes. Like, it's all the systems on the inside that are exploding, so it's just collapsing kind of inward in a mushroom cloud as you zoom away with sick beats, presumably, pumped up.
I steal Valerie's phone and use like the face unlock
Okay.
so that I can live stream it for her because she's not
Yep.
gonna want to miss it.
I love it. There's like all kinds of comments that are popping up and like heart eyes and like exclamation point. Just you can see all the reactions. It's like, whoa! And there's literally like, there's only a couple of people that are like, oh fuck, my house was right there. It's like, oh,
Amazing.
another win by the Princess Spec Ops team. However, as you are driving away back to your magical school, it's fine that you missed school today to like go and save the world or whatever. One of the screens in the ATPT lights up, and it's just like the silhouette of this being of bats with the pointed ears and his gravelly voice. And he says, "You may have defeated me this time and chased my very own family away from me. But I will be after you. You will regret this. I am vengeance."
Bring it, you pointy-eared dork.
I push up to the front, put my hands on the console, and I'm like, "Hey, you stop doing bad things and take care of your grandpa."
You want to roll to touch his heart?
Yes.
I thought I hope you fail.
Let's see. Touch heart.
Last roll of the game.
Emotional. Okay, plus
I believe in
emotional.
you.
PowerPoints do what?
You
Let's
could
see.
add.
Spend
you-
1 for 1.
Or you can
Spend
spend 2 to get
2 for
advantage.
3d6. Okay. I have. I will spend 2 for 3d6.
Yeah. 3d6 drop lowest.
Okay. That, and then it's plus. Was it emotional?
Mhm.
That's a 10.
He sits there on the other side of the screen, and there is no emotion because, I mean, it's a very firm bat mask and a very flat line of a mouth and a very strong jaw. But he grumbles. Fuck. And that is where we will end for this session. Just, okay. I love you guys. You're amazing. Thank you for playing princesses with me.
Yay!
Of course.
Thank you for letting us be princesses.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so fun. Maybe maybe we can get back together and like they can actually defeat the bat being. I know Billy wouldn't want to miss that as
Yeah.
an arch nemesis.
And make sure to get Freddy a very nice retirement home.
Yes, he does. Freddie needs a nice retirement home.
Freddy
And I
deserves
mean-
better.
Those kids probably need like a college fund or something.
Right.
They need good
Mhm.
colleges. They need to go to school. Yeah. Next week it's the return of our space team.
Yes.
Hell yeah. The New Dawn. For Mach 4 Mayhem. So tune in next week to see what happens directly after the events of the last Mach 4 Mania that we did. Supposedly they all got away. But something's gonna happen that is not what you think it is. Deuces.
Bats.
It's not bats! Ah!
It's not
Bye!
bad.
It's
It's
good.
not
Bye.
bats! It might be bats. It's not bats.